How you going, everyone? I'm just hoping the preview I'm hearing is the reason my sound sounds terrible and tinny, but Spence, welcome along. I don't know why. How does the sound sound to you, Spence? Does it sound tinny and third rate, or does it sound nice? The previews I'm getting don't sound very good. As long as it sounds okay to you, that's all that matters. It just sounds really tinny to me. I don't know why. I can't seem to fix it. Welcome. We're at Kyalami tonight. Qualifying has just finished. Ferox is on top with Rooney, Newen and Mikalakis and Takawara. They're the top five, but by the end of it, Ferox, he's 5/10 ahead of everybody else. So an amazing run from Ferox, the number 36 silver driver. His best lap was a 1:41.280, and it looks like he got that one in at the end of the session. But the closest competitor was Rooney in the Porsche with a 1:41.7 for him. So we've got a 40-minute race coming up, and it should be quite an interesting one. So welcome along, everybody. Again, I hope the sound...
So my first final lap was only 4 seconds off the pace. Pretty good.
So I hopefully everything sounds and looks all good. I'm just trying to double check things. Yeah, it looks and sounds alright. Alrighty, well sorry guys, I haven't done a lot of ACC, so I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to these things, but I will get better. This is my second ACC live event. So we'll be there in about a minute and a half. So as I get better at this game, ACC, and broadcasting on the PC, the broadcast value should go up. So yeah, expect this one to go up in quality. It's already up pretty high, but it's going to get even higher. So it will be Cameron Ferox lined up next to Rooney, Newer next to Mikalakis, it's Takawara next to Sean Teal, then it's Booth and Aussie in the FNL1 car. There it is in all the FNL1 colours. You'll see that around as well next weekend when we take to Le Mans on iRacing. Josh, my foot's pretty good, to be honest. I can get around and do things. But here we go. We've got things underway. It's going to be Cameron Ferox taking the field in.
Green light, show them what you got.
There we go, we get up to pace, and we're up to speed, and it's racing at Kaylami, a track that I'm going to learn with you guys tonight. I've only done it a few times, but look how quick Ferox has gotten away from the start. This is Takawara in the field, and I think even Aussie and Zen, look at these two guys right next to each other. The FNL1 Porsche and Zen's Nissan. They were side by side, but Aussie's done alright. He's gotten around Zen and Kelly through there, so that's the top 10 as we sit at the moment. But it is a crowded bunch as we get all 17 cars up to racing pace for the first time tonight. There's been no accidents, luckily, through that first set of corners, which is nice. But Cameron Ferox still leading. Look at the fleet he's got already. This guy is an absolute masterclass in his car. He's well ahead of everybody else. And the field now just chasing him down. Cameron's getting away from everybody. There's only one Bentley tonight. And the gaps, well, look at that. Zen was getting around the outside. I don't think it worked for him because he's been put out wide out of the corner, and at the moment he's still sitting in 9th place, but he's doing everything he possibly can. Drive through for Johnson. Brendan Johnson, I don't know if there was an incident, but he's got a drive through, I've just noticed. Let's have a look at the replay. This is where I noticed the DT come. I don't know where he's gotten it, but unfortunately that's Brendan Johnson with a drive through. And we're back to the live action, back up to the front. Cameron Ferox gets across the line, first lap tonight, 38 minutes to go. It's 1 o'clock local, and it's Sean Teal in second place at the moment. We've got light clouds around the track, 29 degrees. Oh, there's a bit of action at the front. I think that's Mikalakis just putting the squeeze on those around him. He did get away nice and quickly though, didn't he? Because Newen and Takawara in behind him, they were nice and close, but Mikalakis got some pace coming out of that first set of corners, and he's opened the gap up quite considerably. So we go back through the order. Well, it's not actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's actually, locally, it's actually 7:25. But it's 1:10 for the track I'm talking about. So you can get an idea of sort of what the track temperature is going to be like. It's 29 degrees ambient, track 38 degrees Celsius at the moment. So we're a couple of laps in now. The track's at 38. Keep an eye on that. It's a clear track. And we've been racing for 3 minutes exactly. So yeah, the race is getting underway nice and quickly. There hasn't been any incidences early on, which is good to see. It is a closed bunch down here. I've got some talk on the in chat radio that you guys won't be able to hear at the moment. Don't forget, I will be, like I said, upping the broadcast values through the season as I get a little bit more confident and oh no, there's big wide action. That was a big swing from Doust. He come over the corner and he tagged. Have a look at this. Whoa, on the, oh, he almost, I don't know who that was, that Peter Kelly or somebody, but wow, that was a big swing from Matthew Doust. And that was one of the early moments we've already seen Doust somehow holding it together. And that was, that is what you call launch and takeoff sequence. And somehow Doust, I don't know, he's got that car sliding all over the place. This is Edward Foster. As he's chasing down, that's Doust ahead of him. And it's Rooney, sorry. Looks like Doust has fallen through the order. So Doust, he is behind Kelly. That was Kelly. He almost tagged coming out of that corner as he jumped over the corner curbing, and he's down into 13th. This is Kaylami in South Africa. It's a track that isn't used a lot in racing games, but is used in this GT setting in Assetto Corsa and in the Blancpain, or the GT World Challenge. So yeah, it's called Kaylami. Have a look at it. It'd be good to see this track make it back to Formula 1 at some point. So Matthew Doust looks like he's settled down. And he's lost a lot of pace though to everyone around him. Oh, we've had an accident. That was Brenton Jewell coming back onto the track. He's side on with Rooney. Let's have a look, see what happened to him. Oh, we have to go back even further in time. But, yeah, that was just, that last corner seems to trick up some of these drivers. And he's got, that is Kelly getting around him there in the Honda. And Matthew Doust now tagging onto the back of this bunch at the back. It is all action stations down from 11th place down. It has been just a lot of different things happening. Back up to the front. This is Booth, Philip Booth for Apex Racing. He's got Zen Razo on his tail at the moment. And it's a good little battle forming for 6th place. Good to have you with us. With us boarding. Big Red's here as well. Josh saying there's some patient drivers out there. They were pretty good at the moment. We're how far are we into this race now? 6.5 minutes. So let's see what happens from here on in. Let's have a look at the front. Cameron Ferox, he's the leading driver, and well, you've seen his photos, probably a few posted up around the Demo 1 website, maybe even on the Instagram. This is the guy that gets those amazing screenshots for us. And he's also one of the leading drivers tonight in the Audi. And then there's a trailer cars sitting in behind. It is Sean Till, then Mikalakis, the top three. And his last lap was a 1:42.0. Arthur just did a 1:42.6. So you can see the pace difference already. And it's good to see the boat. Lee getting up, and there's Zen Razo. He's getting right up beside Booth. but he wasn't able to make it stick. So for now, Zenrazo is still chasing. And I know there's probably a few of you out there that are excited to get this game on the console. I don't know what it's going to be like on console. I do hope for your console guys that it does work properly. But I'm going to have to wait and see what the restrictions are myself before I even put any money down for it. I've already got it on the PC and it's a wonderful, wonderful game on this PC, but console, I just don't know. Anyway, I do hope it does work wonders though for you guys. This is just a hellish shot of Zenrazo. At the moment, he's sitting in 7th place. He just hasn't been able to pull in Philip Booth enough just yet. But looks like that might be changing. Matthew Doust is back ahead of them. He's up in 11th. And it's just Brenton Jewell chasing. Looks like Crash and Rogic have fallen away through the order for some reason. They're a long way away. Oh, look at this overtake. Oh, that's beautiful up the inside. And Matthew Doust falls down as Brenton Jewell takes it away from him. Beautiful overtake. Look at that. There was no competition at all. And he was able to pull the gap away through the corner. So let's get a bit of an update through the track now. Brenton Jewell and Matthew Doust still going hard. This Jewell now beginning as we get about 10 minutes into the race. They're coming into the first turn now. Doust has been spun. I don't know if that was Brenton's fault. Let's have another look at that. Let's have a look from the other angle. Oh no, that was all Matthew Doust's fault. Just lost the back end through there, and it's easy to do. Back up to the front, it's Arthur Mikalaka still in 3rd, and Sean Till there. You can see even Nguyen and Takawara. Look at these two guys go. It is the, what is this? The V8 Aston up against the Boatley now. And this is going to be one to watch, I think. So don't take your eyes off this action. On board with the Boatley. Get a feel of Kaylami as we ride on board with Takawara. The pit window is open as well. They've got 20 minutes to make a mandatory pit stop. And let's see who takes those first stops. I don't know if there's going to be anyone early. But in the next few laps or so, I'm sure there will be some coming in. There's the pit entry there. Ording. I don't participate myself in F1 eSports. I'm not quick enough. But like the official F1 eSports, but we do have our own eSports Formula 1 eSports series here on the channel, which runs every Friday night, and we have the Formula 2 run on Thursday night. So we got I mixed everyone's numbers up last week, but it's round 5 this week. We are at Circuit of the Americas for both the F2 and the Formula 1. So yes, if you want some Formula 1 and Formula 2 eSports action, and that's Thursday, Fridays here on Demo 1 Garage. It's good to have you guys with me. You can see, look how fast and flowing this track is. Just wanted to give you guys a bit of a look at Kaylami if you've never seen this track before. It's a nice fast flowing track with a good mix of corners. It's not too technical, but it's such a fun fast flowing track with plenty of ups and downs and undulations to keep it all mixed up, which is a bit of a challenge when you are dealing with tyres that are wearing off the cliff, so to speak. You can see these guys at the front, they've really got this track nailed. And this was the last couple of set of corners we saw Matthew Doust and co have issues with. I think Kelly through here, they cut that corner too much. And as you can see, none of these guys are deciding to take to the pit lane yet. Aussie though, he's under pressure from Rooney in behind. He's in the F1 eSports Porsche. And Rooney in behind him. He's coming in for the perverse pit stop. So let's see how he gets down to speed. It's 50 kilometers an hour. And you turn the car quickly to the left to get back up onto the front straight and into your pit box. So Dan Rooney's in the pits. Chinner's in the pits as well. There's Chinna already in. Looks like he's tagged a few cars along the way as well, because he's got some scrapes and scraps on the front of that car. Cameron Ferox is the leader. His lead now is it's about 8-7 seconds at the moment. So Cameron's really putting the pressure on, and he's put the foot down in this halfway point, and he's really leading out. Oh, look at this! There's a battle here. It's between Nguyen and Takawara. These two guys have not given up. Looks like Nguyen just had a little bit of extra pace through there because he's managed to pull him out. I think Matthew Doust was in another accident. Zitha, welcome. We are at Kaylami. I think I spelled Kaylami wrong on the stream. My apologies for that. I had a feeling it wasn't right, but I was so rushed. Right, let's have a look. This is John Nguyen. Just noticed there's a new feature in the broadcasting tools that automatically does the directing for me. So let's see how this works. This will be interesting to see how the AI picks up on the action. Some change of positions almost, but these two guys, look at these guys going up and down. And Nguyen and Takawara, well, there's definitely going to be a change for third and fourth. Sorry, for fourth and fifth. But when will it happen? And does the Boatley have the pace? It is a fantastic circuit, Zetha, I do agree. It should be featured. It should be featured more and more and more, or more and more racing categories, because I think it is a wonderful circuit. It is fun to drive on the game, and I'm sure in real life it's even better. But this is the overhead shot of Nguyen. He's managed to pull away slightly from Takawara there for fourth and fifth. These two guys have been going at it now for some time, so it's going to be a race of mental toughness from here on in. Because if one of these two guys is just a smallest mistake, then it's not going to be long before, well, either Takawara can pounce and get ahead, and John Nguyen will be left in the dust, or will be still sitting here waiting. This is on board with Nguyen. So back up. Just ahead of us, it's Sean Teal and Mikalakis, these two guys as well. So all the podium spots and a little bit more are up for grabs at the moment. And if these two guys are in a bit of a bangle, well, you know, Nguyen and Takawara will be right on scene to capture that. Here we go. Here's a move. Oh, Mikalakis, he found some opening, but he just wasn't able to get it done. Here we go, Sean Teal. Oh no, I think we've had Mikalakis peel away. Ferox, the leader as well, is inside the pit lane, so I think Sean Teal's going to come across and take the lead of the race. And that means both Nguyen and Takawara will take second and third for now. So, As we get halfway through the pit window, some of the drivers are deciding it is time to take to the pit lane. But up the front, we still have this battle between Nguyen and Takawara now, which will continue on. Nguyen in the Aston has the boat lead to deal with, and these guys, there's not much between them, is there? They will have their targets set on Sean Teal in the Beamer ahead, but well, at the moment Nguyen, he's doing a fantastic job to stay pace with Sean, but yeah, John, he will have to defend Takawara in behind and at the same time keep his pace high. He's doing that. Oh, Takawara, I think he just had the slides coming through that corner. He's done well to recover. He hasn't lost too much time, fortunately. Yes, we do have BDRT. We have the SFR GT Challenge tomorrow. The GTC2 division. Hopefully I've said that right. In the morning, so I'll have to get that one all set up after this. And we've got the Boatley going in, and as we check back through the order, Philip Booth and Aussie, these guys have been together now for some time. I think Aussie's actually caught up to Philip for Apex, and then the Aston Martin and the Porsche now, one after the other. They're gonna see themselves promoted through the order as those around them inside the pit lane. So Booth will go up to third, Aussie into fourth, and the chase is on. This is Peter Kelly, he's down in 16th. Brenton Jewell, his best lap was a 1:44. Back to Philip Booth. A 1:42 is his best lap at the moment. Last lap though, 1:44.4. So you can see the pace is coming down through the field. And that is Aussie stuck in behind Philip, waiting to get around.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
19 minutes in. Oh, sorry, 19 minutes to go. The pit window, 9 minutes left as well for that one, so they've got to get into the pit lane before that pit window closes, otherwise they will be disqualified. I think we've lost a driver. As we went from 16 to 17, I don't know who it was that we lost. Philip Booth growing that gap now between him and Aussie, 7/10. And Aussie follows in. Oh, is he going to get it slowed down in time? Yes, they do. And you can see the lights flashing on the cars telling them that they're at pit lane speed limit. And these two guys will come in. Sean Teal's inside the pit lane too, so we'll see the Beamer just ahead of them. Into the pit box. Looks like Chinner is out of this one because he's still sitting in his pit box after a very, very long time. So Aaron Chinner is out of the feature by the looks of things. John Nguyen takes the lead. This is Brenton Jewell. Looks like he's doing his best lap. That lap, 1:41. Sorry, a 1:44. That was a best lap from Ferox, a 1:41.4. So Cameron Ferox, well, we think will retake the lead of this race. He's in second. John Nguyen leads, but that was a very fast lap from Ferox now. He's got clean track around him. There's not many people to halt his progress. Takawara has just done a 1:41.9. So the lap times with those new tyres are really starting to come down. And is that Mikalakis stuck in behind Takawara? I think it is. The gap's about 9/10 at the moment. It's been a fairly clean race, this one. We haven't seen rounds 2 or 3 because I had a broken foot. But, oh, look at that slide getting on there. Takawara's Boatley really searching for the limits of the track. Oh, I don't know what he turned in a little bit too soon there, it looked like, because he almost jumped the corner. And into the double left-hander. And he's chasing on Sean Till just ahead of him, the number 51. But at the moment, the best lap has been done by Cameron Ferox, a 1:4.19. And the closest, a lot of the guys are in the 44s at the moment. But let's get an update with the timetable. Let's have a look. Let's see how things are looking. That is Cameron Ferox at the top with Matthew Doust in second. And then it's Sean Till in the BMW M6 there in third. 13 laps have elapsed. You can see the intervals between them at the moment. 9 seconds between Ferox and Doust. That is a huge gap. And then it looks like everybody's within 1 or 2 seconds of each other at the moment. We've had the pit window go through. I think almost all the drivers have decided to take their stops. And it looks like we've lost Kelly and Chinner early on. And I think even Rogic in the McLaren, he's only done 10 laps. He's 2 laps down at the moment. And we'll have to check in and see if he's still driving. No, Rogic is taking his penalty. Kelly is still out there. Sean Till's getting through some lap traffic now. That's Matthew Doust, he's just lapped. So those lapped cars we did see on the field is happening. So there's quite a spread of pace out there. And you can see Sean giving Matty Doust. No, sorry, he's not lapped. He's just getting the overtake done. So yeah, Sean Till was giving him the old hazard lights of thanks. So Doust obviously didn't fight that one. And that's given Sean Till a little bit of a gap now between him and Takawara, I think the closest racer to him. Looks like Doust might be taking his pit window very late. So there is an autopilot feature which is very interesting. We've just been using it now for the last 10 minutes, and it's not too bad at directing the action. So yeah, that's a new feature. I think that's been added on the PC in the last couple of weeks. It wasn't there last time I was here, so it's good to see they're making progress in that area. And it also means if you don't really know what you're doing, you can still get a pretty decent broadcast going. Now, you can see this is Doust and Takawara now. Takawara looks like Doust isn't letting him through. I'm not hearing anything over the radio. We'll keep an eye on it. Oh, here we go. Doust is on the inside. He was really... No, he's letting him go. So Doust wasn't fighting him. So I think Doust still needs to take his pit stop. Next is John Ewan. So John Ewan's going to be... This pack of cars now, they're going to be closing up on the front pack in the next 13 minutes. So Kaylami is putting on a pretty decent show for the round 4 event. We've got the sprint race next. Don't forget to reverse grid as well. So there's all sorts of action to be had in the sprint race. Everything gets a little bit more tense, and everybody, well, they get a little bit more aggro, so to speak, as we get through the field now. Philip Booth there at 8th place. Zen's down in 9th. And it's Doc Aussie in 10th place. Edward Foster, we haven't seen much of Ed tonight, but he's there in 11th. He's doing quite well, the AM driver. Brenton Jewell, 12th. And then it's Crash in 13th. I think he's just getting his laps up in that Ferrari. Looks like he's a little bit slow. His last lap, 150. His best of 147, so he's not at the pace of the front guys, unfortunately. This is Zen Razo. He's best of 142. His last was a 142.9, so he's picked up his pace in this last sector now. Those new tyres on. He's making the most of it. Back to Matthew Dowse. Newen has caught up to him. And not surprisingly, the Nissan drivers just let him through. Ooh, side by side though, I don't think Matthew wants to get off the accelerator too much. He doesn't want to lose too much pace. We are waiting for him to come in. Here he comes. A very late stop from Matthew Dowse. He's only got a minute and a half left on the pit window, so he gets in just in time. Let's see if there are any late stragglers to the pit lane, because the pit window is about to shut. So we get back to racing normal. Who's going to catch who in the last final event? Looks like Zen is really starting to put the pressure on those ahead of him, because there's quite a pack forming. That is Crash ahead. Crash getting lapped at the moment. It's a very difficult job sometimes when you're the driver getting lapped, when you're searching for space. And there's Aussie just in behind Crash. So Zen we're watching at the moment through Kaylami. And Zen in the Nissan. He's got a pretty decent pace on him. The pit window is about to shut. I think everyone's gone through. I think Matthew was the last one, and he's fallen from third to or fourth, wherever he was before he went in, down to 11th spot. And unfortunately we've lost Peter, Mickey Rogic and Aaron Chinner. They're all in the pit lane. Well, Peter Kelly's come back out. So Peter Kelly's getting some laps in, 9 minutes to go. Brendan Johnson, he's got Matthew Dowse on his tail. So this one, let's watch this one. Oh, look at the pace Matthew's got. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there through. Did Matthew. Brendan Johnson. Matthew Dowse gets around him. So that, I think there was actually a blue flag. SG30 on the side there for Dowse. Oh, look at that. He's really pressing hard, isn't he? He's got to be careful. Have a look at this. He comes over the top, comes over the corner here, tags the curbing. Look at the car. It just lifts it up off the ground, and he gets slides through that final corner. Either he's having a little bit of fun, or he's really got his foot down, though. There's a stop-go from Dowse, I think, though. That's what the SG30 is. So Peter Kelly had a stop-and-go. We cleared that. And now I think Dowse will have to clear that stop-and-go. Sean Tildo doing excellent up in second place. Takawara and Newen, though, they're separated by another car at the moment, and Newen in fourth place. His gap, oh, it's a bit of a gap to hurdle, about 9 seconds. Then it's Arthur Mikalakis. Philip Booth has Zen Razo on his tail, and Aussie coming in at a rate of knots too. So this is the battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. Watch these guys. There's equally separated, but any small mistake through this lap, the next couple of laps, well, one of them's going to fall off. Who's it going to be? Is there going to be an overtake coming? Keep an eye on the sky, because here we go. The chase is on, and Zen can see, and so can Aussie, down in behind in that FNL1 Porsche, that this race has only 7 minutes to go. Look at the different lines they take through there. Zen's really got it turned up to 10, doesn't he? I think he's really pulled in Booth this lap. The gap is just coming under a second now. The gap between him and Aussie is about sitting at around 2 seconds, second and a half. But Philip Booth is going to really have to look in his rear vision mirror soon, because there is Zen Razo looming at a pace of knots. Here he comes in that Nissan. Oh, he's hunting. Zen is hunting. That's a good word. Oh, look at Zen pull him in. Super late on the brakes there. Zen pulls the gap in to under 5/10. Here we go. There could be a move on here for Zen. Aussie has also pulled in Zen to about a second and a half, but really it has been Philip Booth who Josh has said has been hunted, and he's too right. Look at this. The gap wasn't that small last lap. We've only got 5 minutes left in this race. What kind of tyre life does Zen have left? What kind of tyre life does Philip Booth have? Because it doesn't look like his pace is the same. Zen's last lap 1:43.2. Philip Booth a 1:44.0. So Booth was a little bit slower that last lap. There you can see bottom left, the gap 5/10. Zen Razo hunting 4/10 now. Still waiting. The gap remains about the same. Stop and go for Matthew Dowse. He's inside the pit lane. Oh, Zen's really got it turned up. He's got the wick turned up to 10. I think Aussie's just sitting back and watching this unfold. He's going to show a nose. Wasn't close enough, and then you can see Philip Booth come across just to cover his lines a little bit, just in case Zen had that pace. Three tenths now, the difference, the interval. Bit of a squeal. Booth knows he needs to be quick, and he's starting to get the power down a little bit quicker than he probably normally would. We could see just a little bit of a squirm out of that last exit. And we go here. They've got to be careful. 3 minutes to go. There's only a couple of laps left in this one. John Newen gets around a back marker. Back to this one though. Oh, look at the slide. Zen got on then. Have a look at this. Look at the back end when he gets around the corner. Look at the dirty marks he leaves on the track too. Oh, the back end was all over the joint. We go back to the live action. Zen still looking for the way through. We've got about 2 laps to go. Matthew Doust has cleared the stop and go. Don't forget, we've got the sprint race immediately after. So don't go anywhere. Just looking at how calm these cars look on the road. Zen's back end looks like it's getting a little bit squirmy at times, and that's going to be losing him time. As for Philip, looks like he's got everything under control for now. The gap's grown to about 5/10, so we had a little bit smaller there for a moment. But maybe the time for Zen to attack has sort of worn away. Last lap, 1:43.9 there from Philip. So he did have a decent lap. And then it was a 1:44 from Zen. So, yeah, Zen looks like he pushed a little bit too hard the laps prior. We're coming into the last and final lap now. And I don't think Zen's got anything left to use. If he gets close enough and is shown a little bit of an opportunity, I'm sure he'll go for it. But as it stands, 5 to 6/10, it's too far back. That was a 1:43.8 from Zen. Last lap, 1:43.9, so they're pretty much equal now. Things have equalised between the two. And now, Philip Booth, he's being hunted. Apex Predator, Zen Razo. Still just looking for that time to strike. Is it now on the final lap? Cameron Ferox is going to come around and take the win. But it is definitely what is happening here between Philip Booth and Zen Razo for 7th and 8th. That is what we've all been watching now for the last 3-4 minutes. The race is done, but this is not over.
The leader has finished the race.
Cameron Ferox takes the win. Well done to Cameron. Absolutely staunching win. Sean Teal got within a few tenths of him there by the end of it, it seems. I think Philip's done enough though. I think Zen's all but given up now as we come towards the end. So it was Cameron at the win, Sean Teal, then it was Takawara, John Newen in 4th, Mikalakis got 5th, Dan Rooney will take 6th place, and Philip Booth and Zen. Zen has closed the gap a little bit. We're coming into the last and few corners. It's the last corner now. On the power. Are they going to be side by side? The flares are flowing. The celebrations are out for the feature. And there's nothing between it, between Booth and Razo, but 7th and 8th, and then it's Aussie. And Edward Foster will finish inside the top 10. Brenton Jewell celebrating. Matthew Doust, the boys, fairly happy with how that went, but congratulations to Cameron Ferox there. So, we will be we will start the feature race in just a moment. Hopefully what we can do though is get some highlights of that last event. But
go.
hope you guys enjoyed that. We've got the sprint race. We've got the sprint race coming up too, Daddy. it's not over just yet. We just got a short period now between the first and the second where they've got to set the grid. So I'm going to try and get you some... Thank you for hosting as well too, Daddy. I'm going to try and get you guys some highlights. So there will be just a short intermission break if you want to go do anything. Now's the time. You've probably got a couple of minutes. These are the results of the feature race. welcome back, guys. We've got the feature about to start. And yeah, thank you too, Daddy. Sorry, in the future, the plan is there in that break to have highlights. I was trying to get it to work, but I couldn't. So anyway, everything's reset, and we're about to get the reverse grid feature. It's a 20-minute sprint, so welcome along, everybody. Yeah, you had a few more than a few minutes, but hopefully you had a good break, and we're about to get into this one. In the future, there will be live timing and everything as well. And we're back at Kaylami for this second race. The guys are just getting their setups already. But thank you very much to Daddy, one of the consistent sharers and likers out there. I've got a few of you guys like that now. It's awesome. But I do appreciate the support. And don't forget, if you haven't already, we're on Twitter as well at Demo1G. We're on Instagram, but also Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. Every time there's a race, we're live, so you can pick your favourite platform there. But it's a 20-minute race, a reverse grid as well. There's no mandatory pit stop. Yeah, I'm good. I don't know how to tell them I'm good. They're talking to me. Here we go. We've got, there we go, 2 minutes until the race start. Don't know what's going on here. Alrighty. Reverse grid. Brendan Johnson at the front. Cameron Ferox is starting in 14th. Chinna, Rogic and Crash are down in 15th, 16th. But here we go. Reverse grid for the 20 minutes. Lights get started. We're about to get rolling. This is the 20-minute sprint race here at Kaylami with the F101 GT3 Pro Series. Gonna get going. As McLaren stopped. This is gonna cause all sorts of issues. reset up again. Luckily they can all phase through each other. There's no real life issues. So everybody,
Green light.
we've lost someone off the front row, but it's racing in green. And look at this, pack racing between everybody. That's Zen Razo getting all the way through them. And there's some great action. Oh, we got Zen, we got Aussie around. Oh, he's been tagged. Zen got through, but Aussie, I think he was caught up in it. Unfortunately, my here we go. My autopilot has crashed on me, so give me a second. It isn't perfect, the broadcasting app. But there was an issue with Aussie. He's lost a lot of time. Who else is caught up in that? This is Dan Rooney. He's up behind Philip Booth looking for a way through. Oh, he's going to get it done. Puts on the brakes. The hammer's late. The anchors pulled him up just in time. And he got going again, but there's still a lot of good pack racing to be had. A few of the guys got caught out at the start, unfortunately. It is how it is. But this is between Rooney and Philip Booth at the moment. On board with Matthew Dowse, he's up in 4th. That is Sean Till just tagged in behind. And you can see how frantic the racing is in the sprint. Oh, here comes Mick Kalakis. Oh, he's tagged Sean. And he's also gone round on his own. And it has caused quite a calamity on that last corner, hasn't it? Here we go, this is the replay. So this is going back a fair way, but we can see how it was all set up. You can see he was right up behind Sean. And there was a good little bit of racing action here. Up the front, good pack racing. And look at them, they were side by side. I think even Mikalakis, it even tagged the outside there. And here we go, this is where it all went wrong for him. He got on the brakes late, couldn't pull the car up in time, and he's tagged Sean. Here we go. Oh, tagged on the inside. Sean just cut him off a little bit. Don't think there's much Sean could do about that. Sean got through. But it was Mikalakis. There was a few other guys that were caught out as well. It was frantic. Aussie got through. Unfortunately, I can't quit the replay once it started, so we just got to deal with it. Oh, and they did tag each other. That's what they were saying sorry to each other about on the radio. I think they're all good to go though. So the racing continues between them. Mikalakis now down in 15th. Philip Booth just ahead of him. The gap's not too much between them. Sorry guys, this happens every time I start the broadcasting app. It breaks on me when they reset the server. I don't know why it doesn't like it. It's automatically doing things at the moment. I seem to have an issue with the broadcaster. We'll get straight back into the action. Sorry about this. There are a few issues that happen with oh, this is not what I wanted to join. There are a few issues with ACC at the moment. There's just slight little ones, but I think I found one where if you disconnect while you're broadcasting, it just...
Green light, give it all you can.
The broadcaster app just absolutely cannot deal. We're back to it. We've got a fantastic little app that's free. And boom, Josh won 4. Yeah, it's a free app, and I mean, it helps me do the streaming side. It's a lot more featured than anything else on console that I've ever used. But at the moment, looks like up the front, so let's get a bit of an update. Ferox has gone back and leading the race. Kelly's in second. This is Brenton Jewell in third. Sean Till's chasing him in fourth place. And Zen Razo is there in fifth. We've got a bit of a pack of cars. Let's get a bit of a heli shot and get a good overview of it. Takawara leads ahead of Matthew Doust and John Newen. It's Edward Foster. Dan Rooney is down there. And then it's Aussie Mikalakis and Philip Booth. They haven't left each other since we reset. And then it's Rogic and James. But Ferox leads to Peter Kelly. Peter Kelly's doing alright at the moment. We're 12 minutes to go. And this is Brenton Jewell. He's got Sean Till. Oh, big moment. Big moment. Zen Razo. Oh, he had to almost get out of the way of Brenton Jewell there. Returning to the track. This is on board with Brenton. Let's take a listen. He's done the right thing. And then he's returned on the track. He's right next to Zen. So there he is, Brenton Jewell down in fifth place. He didn't take any damage, fortunately. That was a close moment for him, though. Peter Kelly's been overtaken by Sean Till, so Peter Kelly now in third place. Matthew Doust. There's John Newen on his tail, and John Newen looks like he wants to get past. Matthew Doust is a wild driver, isn't he? He likes to send that Nissan sliding. Here we go. Yeah, he's just let the car through. Matthew doesn't like to hold any of the faster guys up, even though he is going for it, actually. It's good. John Newen didn't get through. Doust giving him all the room in the world, getting up into the grass. He's got the inside line. Doust is going to be going the long way around the outside. Might get the cut over and get back up on the inside. He's stuck in behind his slipstream for now. But the mission's simple. Get around Doust. It's close racing. Oh, look at that back end of that Nissan. Here we go. This is going to be the... This will be the moment. We're halfway through. Fantastic racing at the halfway mark of this race. John Newen and Matthew Doust just giving each other a bit of a wide berth. Trying to get the cut back in. John Newen almost squeezed it through. The Aston Martin right now just isn't able to keep up with the pace of that Nissan for now. Run a little bit wide on the exit. gap's about 8 tenths at the moment between them. Look how close Newen is. He's tucked the car up in there like a fighter pilot. But he just needs a little bit of extra space here around Kaylami. 6th place is where he wants to be. Cuts a bit of a different line. He gets on the power a little bit early. Look at these guys side by side. Douse tags the back end. But as we come into the corner, it is Newen just ahead of Matthew Doust. John Newen's finally got it done. Douse comes back at him. Oh, look at that. They're scraping paint. And that is Edward Foster getting amongst it. One of the AM drivers. He's now tagged in behind the two of them. Good little bit of racing. This one's really turned it up. Oh, look how close Doust is. He's going to get around him. Bit of great racing through here. Doust did readdress the situation between him and John. That's why Edward got where he was. But look, Edward Foster, he's not given up. He's just done a 1:45.3. Look at that, he's come across to block the line, back onto the racing line. There might be a little bit of a cutback action into the first turn. Doust had to keep his corner a little bit shallow. So the number 9 and the big boy. Oh, look at these guys side by side. Great bit of racing. It is just so great to watch at the moment. These guys throw these GT3 cars around Kaylami. And Edward Foster here right now, driving out of his skin at the moment. Matthew Doust is been given a bit of a challenge to the end. He keeps it in the inside, but different line. At the moment, he still can't quite get around. It's the big boy ahead of him. Oh, Matthew Doust will absolutely ruin those tyres. We have noticed it's his driving style. Quite aggressive. He likes to slip and slide. Let's see what he can do, though. He wants to get this overtake done, doesn't he? He's keen for the move. But at the moment, not quite getting it done. As we go overhead now into the last corner, you can just see Doust is taking every different line possible. Gets on the back end, slips on the exit. And again, that's not going to be good for his tyres. The gap opens up a little bit now for Edward Foster, giving him some breathing room. His best a 1:43. Matthew's best is a 1:44. Again, shallow on the entry. But you can see Edward Foster has it covered. Go. He's getting close. Is he going to get it done on the exit? I think Matthew's finally done it. Yes, Edward Foster is in behind the white Nissan, finally. But how much did he take out of his tyres then? That was a huge effort. And it's not over. It is definitely not over. This is a great little battle. Oh, Zenrazo, something happened with the Boatley. He's been pulled out wide. Let's have a look. They were coming into the corner. Oh, it's just a wide line. He couldn't get it turned in a time at all, could he? And that's Brenton Jewell and Takawara now. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. 6th and 5th, rather. As they go across the timing beam and they update. The Boatley now looking to get through. He's going to go up the inside at the first corner. There was an accident. Let's have a look. Looks like these two guys were going at it hard. Matthew Doust and Edward Foster. He did get back ahead by the looks of things as we went to that action. As they come into the last corner. Oh, Doust he's pitted him on the exit. And I think Matthew's done the right thing. He's waited, but... Oh, that's unfortunate because Edward Foster was doing so well. So, let's get a bit of an update. This is where we are. 9 laps in, Ferox leading, Sean Teal and Peter Kelly in third, Zenrazo's in fourth, and it's Takawara in fifth. It's some great racing at the moment. Let's get back into it, though. This is the battle between Takawara and Brenton Jewell. Zenrazo's just ahead of them. Looks like he's got a bit of a climb to get into that third place. Peter Kelly's doing fantastically well to hold him off in the NSX. North of Mikalakis. Looks like he's involved in something. Look at this, Edward Foster. Oh, that was a very big dive from Edward. He got the car pulled up, but that looked like he was running at some pace. This is the action where we caught it. Back to the live action now. Edward Foster's down there in 10th. His last lap 1:44, so he's lost a bit of time over his best. You can see Matthew Doust in behind him. Back up the front, we've got Peter Kelly, who now is holding off third place. He's got a barrage of cars coming for him. We're into the final 2 minutes now, and Peter Kelly just has to hold him off. It's a fantastic track, Kaylami. It's one of my favourites to just get on and lap around. It feels fantastic when you get a lap together. And I must say, these 20 minutes have flown by. I know we did have a few technical issues, so thanks for hanging around. But like I said, second broadcast here on ACC. Once I get a little bit more experience with everything, hopefully we'll have no issues by the third and fourth broadcast. I'm still learning just a few things here and there. So Zen, he's got the Boatley. Takawara. Jackson Takawara coming for him. There's also another duel happening onto the last lap between Brenton Jewell and John Newen for 7th and 8th. So there's a lot happening. Keeping our eyes up onto this little fight. This is Newen and Mikalakis. He's held it for now. John Newen, though, is within 3/10. And he cuts the corner sharply. And look at that, he just needs to get a good exit, and he's easily going to get Brenton Jewell here. Side by side they go. He tags across to the other side. Inside for the left-hand corner. Almost side on through the corner again, but it's going to be inside for Brenton Jewell. But I think Newen's done the job, and he's ahead. So he's got it done on the last lap. That's a fantastic effort. Back up with Takawara now. This is the battle for third. Peter Kelly's ahead of him. This is Zenrazo holding off Takawara. This is fantastic GT3 racing. This is what the sprint race is all about. Just moving up as quickly as you possibly can. Don't worry about the tyre life. Just get it there, get it through. Let's see if you can't get your position improved from the beginning of it. But Peter Kelly, he's done a brilliant job of holding off these two guys in behind him. And I think he's about to take third place. So Cameron Ferox wins. Oh no! Peter Kelly! He's gone! Oh, that was such a shame. Let's have a look again from a different angle. It just, he hit that inside curve, didn't he? And it's upset the car. Oh, that's a big disappointment for him. But Zen Razo will come through and take third place. Takawara gets fourth. John Newen, Peter Kelly there in seventh place at the end of it. Arthur Mikalakis, he's going to get eighth. Wasn't clean, but he got there. Edward Foster's done well in ninth. Then it'll be Dan Rooney. Matthew Doust in 10th, I think. We've lost Dan Rooney. Then it's going to be Crash and Peter Booth. Let's have a look. Peter Booth. And Doc Aussie. But that ends the sprint race today, which was was all sorts of good fun. So here's how things ended up. It was Cameron Ferox, Sean Teal, Zen Razo, Takawara, and John Newen top 5. But it was a fantastic race. Audi, Beamer, Nissan, Bentley, and then a Vantage. All sorts of different cars. Was a little bit rough there, Josh. Well, that's going to end tonight's broadcast. Through the week, if you do have ACC on PC, you can join the... Randy Johnson has liked the stream. Thank you very much, Randy. If you want to join the FNL1 eSports server, there will be it'll take the password off. You'll be allowed to go on and just free practice whatever we've set up. But that does mean we're at the end of the broadcast, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, next event is tomorrow morning. Got the SFR GT Challenge. Anyway, that will end everything. Thanks for joining me. My name's been Josh Gain. We'll see you tomorrow for the SFR GT Challenge on GT Sport, and then back on Thursday and Friday for F2 and F1, and then it will be another 2 weeks before we're back at the GT3 Pro Series. Keep an eye out on our socials, though, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, through the week as well. Don't forget, every time we go live, we're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Mixer, so you can pick your live platform. We've got a website, demo1garage.com. Here is the website. But thanks, everybody that has hit the like button today, shared our stream, hosted us. You guys are absolute legends. And to any new subscribers as well. Sorry I wasn't looking at the actual events popping up. I was so enthralled at the action on screen that there was just so much going on. Couldn't take your eyes off it. But there you go, demo1garage.com. You will all sorts of different opinion pieces written by myself and news in the sim racing in the world that I think's a little bit different. Sometimes, everyone's writing about the same things. Sometimes I like to write a little bit about different things. You can go through the archives as well. There's still some good articles I think you can read up on. Or fno1esports.com. Join them on Facebook. But that's the end from me. Thanks again. Race hard on the edge, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the GT Sport with the GTC2 division. But until then, good night.